Hey guys, Corey here. Welcome to Blue Talks, and I hope you enjoy this video.
I ran into a student outside and he said, "What am I talking about today?" And I said, "Cheerful aging." And he said, "What does your t-shirt say?" I said, I don't know how to act my age. I've never been this old before." And I laughed because I thought, I'm going to tell you all a story about George Burns. And I thought most of the students here at Columbia University probably don't even know who George Burns was or is. George was a wonderful comic, as most of you know, and he lived a long, long time. And on his 95th birthday, a reporter asked him, "Mr. Burns, do you ever worry about dying?" And he said, I can't die now. I'm booked. So if you came here today to learn about longevity, you just got your money's worth. You'll live a week longer because you had a good laugh, okay? There's another George I love, George Bernard Shaw, who said it beautifully. You don't stop laughing because you got old. You got old because you stopped laughing. And while we're talking about getting old, let me point something out to you that perhaps you haven't thought about. At this very moment that I'm talking to you, you are the oldest you've ever been. But before you start planning the guest list for your funeral, may I point out that you are also at this very moment the youngest you will ever be. So we know what we're going to do for the next couple of hours, but what are your plans for the next decade? I'm Jim Flaherty. I'm 90 years old, and I'm enjoying one of the best decades of my life. Why? Well, it's not quite as easy as have 5 portions of kale and garlic every week, although it shouldn't hurt. So I thought today I would introduce to you all my recipe for longevity. It's very simple, just 3 ingredients. Number 1, self-control, discipline, which equals self-care, taking care of the machine, living as healthfully as you can, eating the right food, doing enough of the right exercise, getting enough sleep, very, very crucial. A lot of people say, "Well, your everyday routine, Flaherty, it's just ridiculous." I said, "No, it's not. It's not at all scary. I get up in the morning and turn around and make my bed, even though I have a full-time live-in nanny to take care of me. And then I go out and I have a big dish of fresh cut-up fruit, no bread, just fruit, and a healthy drink where I take my morning pills, vitamins. I go downstairs to my pool. Okay, I'm spoiled. I have a pool. And I do 30 minutes of serious exercise. Then I go upstairs, hot soapy shower, and get dressed for the day. And I get dressed. I discovered a long time ago that if I look sloppy, my work is sloppy. So I'll work all morning, and then around midday, instead of lunch, I have a big handful of mixed nuts. It's a healthy source of protein, and that carries me through till 4 or 4:30 when I have a really big dinner. No bread, no potatoes, no pasta, but I mean a really big, delicious dinner that better than you're going to get in 95% of the restaurant. I give myself a treat. After dinner every day, I have some ice cream or frozen sorbet. That's my giving in to myself. The net is I weigh 10 pounds less than I weighed at the end of basic training in the Army. Why 10 pounds less? Well, I'm 3.5 inches shorter than I was way back then. So that's the first ingredient, self-care. Ingredient number 2, to be present. I am present in my community, in my church, in my circle of friends. And I have friends ranging in age from mid-30s up into their 90s, and they all know each other and all like each other. It's very important to reach out and to participate, to be part of everything. Scientists now say that loneliness and isolation leads to early death. If you want to live a long, healthy life, you have to have contacts. You've got to have friends. And I love that statistic, which I'm sure you've all heard about, but I loved it when it came out, is that loneliness is more dangerous than smoking. Who would believe? So, where are we? Let's sum up. We're talking about diet, which is very important. Diet, exercise, all that good stuff. Family and friends. The other thing, I'm going to tell you something that's especially good for you, something that'll do something good for yourself, is to do something good for another person when you expect nothing back in return. Simple courtesies, opening doors, carrying packages, certainly putting the luggage in the upper racks for little ladies and for seniors, and smiling at the lady checking out your groceries. She'll smile at you and she'll turn to the next client and smile. Courtesy gets passed on, which is always important. I was raised with the golden rule. Do you remember that? Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And I thought it's a lovely idea. My mother loved it. But I thought, lay that on a 4 or 5-year-old and they'll say, huh? So I rewrote it for my children when they were little and also for myself. Just 5 words. You get what you give. Think about it. If you give a meaningful smile, a sympathetic ear, a generous heart, a loving hug, you get it back. If all you do is bitch and moan and complain and demand, that also comes back and bites you somewhere below your waistline. So it really isn't that hard, folks. Give good, get good. That brings us to the number 3 ingredient. You want to wake up smiling every day, which I do. Have a purpose, have a goal, have a reason to get up. It can be a little P, like running errands, paying your bills, making the dental appointment, or the big P, which everyone should have a big P somewhere in their head. Write the book, do the painting, learn the language, make the hospital or church or library run better by volunteering. So, what have we talked about today? My recipe for longevity: self-care, being present in the world, making friends, helping others, having a purpose for tomorrow. A lot of things to think about, a lot of things maybe to worry about, but what I don't want you to worry about is soon to be 91-year-old Jim Flaherty. I'm booked.